What if you could read and understand complicated documents like corporate disclosure filings or annual reports at superhuman speed? In this video, we'll go through code to build a simple, flexible tool for investment research and market analysis by combining EDINET, the free API for Japanese corporate filings, with OpenAI's GPT-4. Check this out. These are one-line summaries of recently filed extraordinary reports. With a language model like GPT-4o, we can transform the equivalent of piles of complex Japanese corporate filing data into clear, concise, English language summaries. This not only saves time, but it may also help us to identify trends and opportunities we might have otherwise missed by expanding our reach. But what if we need deeper insights? We can also ask the language model to generate an executive summary of any report that we're interested in. Let's see how that works. This approach of combining APIs opens up a world of possibilities. For example, we could examine mergers and acquisition activity in Japan and beyond. All right, let's get our project set up. But first, a quick disclaimer. This video and the code I'll be sharing are for educational purposes only. They're not investment advice. We're going to use Python to interact with both the EDINET and OpenAI APIs. Make sure to add your OpenAI and EDINET API keys to a .env file in your project root. If you're new to EDINET, there's a link in the description to my previous video that walks you through the basics, including how to get a free API key. There's a link to the code's GitHub repository in the video description. The repo is pretty small. It has 4 main files which handle interactions with the EDINET API, some functions for processing and cleaning the disclosure data, some analysis functions for calling OpenAI's API, and finally a demo script to showcase some of the tool's capabilities. This code is all open source, so I encourage you to clone it, and please let me know your thoughts if you give it a try. Let's jump into some Python, and we'll start by fetching a list of all the disclosure documents that were filed on today's date. This gives us a list of all the different types of filings. Let's check how many documents there are. Dozens. We can filter these down to only those that we're interested in. I'm particularly interested in a document type called Extraordinary Report, which has the code 180. These reports often provide information about acquisitions, major shareholder changes, and corporate actions, data that analysts are very interested in. A helper function, filter documents, handles filtering, and we've now got a more manageable list of just 10 documents, which are the extraordinary reports from today's date. Now that we have a list of target documents, let's download them. Using the Download Documents function, we can pull all the files directly into a Downloads folder that the script creates. Let's run the function and see what happens. As you can see, the zipped extraordinary reports are being downloaded. There are 10 of them. How can we make sense of these? In the utils.py file, there's a function to process all the zip files in a directory, extract data from any CSV files inside, and return that data in a Python dictionary. Here's how it looks when we run it on our downloads directory. And there we have it, a list of structured dictionaries, each representing an extraordinary report. Now comes the exciting part, analyzing our data with an AI language model. Inside analysistools.py, the OpenAI completion function calls OpenAI's API. We're going to prompt the language model GPT-4o to act as a Japan markets analyst and to generate an executive summary of the provided data, which is just going to be one of the extraordinary report dictionaries that we just prepared. So let's run the function and see what happens. Here it is. This is pretty impressive. Even with a simple prompt, the model gives us a useful summary and insights. But what if we're in a rush? We can run the function using its default prompt for an ultra-concise one-liner summary. Let's give it a try. This can be particularly useful for generating overviews of a large number of filings at once. Okay, let's put it all together now. In the demo script, the entire process of fetching extraordinary reports, processing them, and generating the one-liner summaries, as well as something I call a mergers and acquisitions signal, is automated. I'll run it now. Nice. In just a few seconds, we're able to glean insights about Japanese corporate disclosures. Let's wrap up with a recap of what we've done. We fetched and filtered the extraordinary report documents from EDINET. We then downloaded and processed those documents into Python dictionaries. And then lastly, we passed those dictionaries to OpenAI's language model to generate insightful summaries and one-liners using custom prompts. That's it for this video. Don't forget to check out the GitHub repository linked in the description for the full code. How would you use a tool like this? How would you like to see LLMs applied to financial markets? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.